In February 1982, Margaret Ellis checked into St. Vincent's Medical Center in Des Moines for what was supposed to be a routine gallbladder surgery. She was 58, healthy aside from occasional pain, and accompanied by her daughter, Karen, who planned to stay nearby during the short recovery. The hospital was busy but orderly, its beige hallways lined with identical doors and softly humming fluorescent lights. Margaret was assigned to room 417 on the 4th floor. On the morning of the surgery, a nurse arrived early and told Margaret she needed to be moved briefly for pre-op preparation. The nurse wore the correct uniform, spoke calmly, and carried official paperwork. Karen watched as her mother was wheeled down the hallway and into an elevator. That was the last time she saw her, when Karen returned later that afternoon. Hospital staff appeared confused. According to their records, Margaret Ellis had never been admitted. There was no room 417 listed on the 4th floor. Karen insisted she had slept in the waiting area overnight and had spoken to multiple nurses. Security footage confirmed Karen entering the hospital, but showed no sign of Margaret being wheeled through the halls. Police initially assumed clerical error. That theory collapsed when doctors confirmed no surgery had been scheduled under Margaret's name. Insurance records showed pre-authorization had been approved days earlier, signed by a hospital administrator whose name no longer appeared on staff lists. Karen demanded to see the 4th floor. When escorted upstairs, she noticed something immediately wrong. The hallway jumped from room 416 to room 418. The wall where room 417 should have been was solid, freshly painted, with no visible doorway. Maintenance records showed that wall had always been structural. Then came the discovery that unnerved everyone involved. A retired nurse contacted Karen anonymously weeks later. She claimed that in the late 1970s, a temporary ward had existed on the 4th floor during renovations. It was never officially logged. Experimental surgical procedures were reportedly performed there under federal grants that were later terminated. When funding vanished, the ward was dismantled, patients included. Margaret Ellis's name was found handwritten in an old logbook the nurse had secretly kept. Next to it was a note, "Transferred outcome pending." No death certificate was ever issued. No remains were found. St. Vincent's denied the ward ever existed. The nurse who contacted Karen refused further communication and died the following year. To this day, Karen insists her mother didn't disappear. She believes Margaret was taken somewhere inside a system that erased its own mistakes and the people who proved they happened.